Yeah, that's right.
Is motivation for a game like this against a team that is, FCS difficult, or, how do you stay into it and make sure you guys don't drop off, I guess, this week?
I mean, we know the type of opponent that we're about to face this upcoming Saturday, but I mean, that really doesn't give us any reason to lay off or slow down any of our tempo. In practice, we're still going to go out there and practice like we're facing a top 10 opponent. I mean, it's still just a game, and I mean, we're trying to win it.
Christian, how do you gauge your guys' tackling against Cal? I believe you had about 16 missed tackles, but it also didn't seem that Urban was too as concerned about it as he was a year ago. I mean, how do you just kind of gauge how you did?
I mean, it was one of those games where the offense was fast tempo, fast paced, had over 90 plays. They were bound to break a couple runs, get a couple big plays, but I mean, for the most part, I feel like we kept leverage like we felt we were going to work towards the week prior to the game. I mean, that's what we did. I mean, they put 34 points on us, but I mean, it's not because we weren't going hard. So I mean, that's all that matters to me.
In other words, you guys didn't leave the game defensively in distress or anything about your tackling suddenly being poor or anything like that. I mean, is that right, what you're saying, Christian?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I really don't feel like – I mean, we had a couple missed tackles, but they weren't missed tackles that went on for long runs or long games. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Christian, I know you players don't obviously make the schedules or anything, but would you prefer to be playing another FBS opponent than an FCS school?
I would. I like to showcase our talent. I would like to play like bigger games, but I mean, it's really out of our control. I'm not really sure who makes the schedule, but I mean, we still just got to go out there and face whatever team is put in front of us.
If you could play anybody else this week, who would it be?
It'll definitely be a top 10 team. It really don't matter who it would be.
What do you know about Florida A&M?
I really don't know too much about them right now. I mean, I haven't really watched film on them yet, but I am later on today.
Is it hard not to, because you have one of those kind of marquee games you talk about, Big Ten starting night game against Wisconsin I think you had. Is it hard not to think about that, or are you able to compartmentalize? And,
I think right now, the team has their priorities straight. We're not going to bypass or look past Florida A&M, but I mean, like I said, we don't make the schedule. We don't choose the teams that we play each and every week. So I mean, they come in Ohio Stadium, so they'll see what the Ohio State Buckeyes are about.
Christian, when you guys are in practice, when you're on the other side facing your offense, and when Braxton's the quarterback, what are some of the things that you make notes to yourself about? Okay, Braxton does this well, as opposed to when Kenny's the quarterback. What are some of the things that you make notes to yourself about when he's there?
I think both of them, they have their own styles. KG is more of a vocal guy, kind of, as far as getting the offense riled up and just the tempo of practice and whatnot. And Braxton is kind of laid back, chill guy. But I mean, Braxton is a leader. He just shows leadership through his actions and through his play. But I mean, with Braxton, I mean, you really got to worry about everything in practice. And I feel like our defense does a good job of giving him a good look. I feel like our defense is probably the best defense he'll go against this whole season. So I mean, we try to give him that look. And as far as KG goes, he throws the ball well. We have a lot to worry about with him too in practice. So I mean, I feel like the offense is just high power right now. They're on the road right now, and I just hope they keep it going.
Is Kenny a little bit? My suspicion is, and I don't know this, but my suspicion is Kenny a little bit better of a reader of defenses. In other words, like, can he look at what you guys are doing pre-snap and maybe have a better idea of what's going on, just slightly than Braxton maybe?
I mean, that may be the case just because KG is 2 years older than Braxton, fifth-year senior. So, I mean, KG has been in here with with a lot of different guys, older guys who we could have learned from. And Braxton is going into his 3rd year, so I mean, he can actually learn from KG. So I mean, I feel like both of our quarterbacks are really dynamic. They can do whatever the coaches ask of them, and they both can be successful.
Christian, are you guys forcing enough turnovers to be satisfied in the back?
Well, I mean, this game, I think we got two turnovers. We would have had 3 if Armani's interception would have stand. But I mean, it's just things that we got to keep working on. Turnovers, because I mean that's the key to the game as far as the defense goes. We try to force as many turnovers as we can throughout every game and try to lead the nation in that category.
I remember during practice when you guys would put an interception on the turf, it was maybe 10 or 20 push-ups. If something like that happens in a game, is that similar afterwards, or how do you?
I mean, we're not about to just get down on and do 10 push-ups right on the field, I mean, it's something that we look at and just go into the next week and catch as many footballs as we can out the jugs, or we had a quarterbacks throw to us. I mean, I know that's something that I do after each game or each week after practice. I try to catch at least 50 balls after practice, just so I won't have those type of problems in the game, so I could just be used to catching the ball.
Christian, how do you think the dime defense worked for you guys? Seemed like you were 6 DBs a lot against Cal.
Yeah, that was a new package that we put in for Cal specifically, just because we knew the spread offense was going to be a problem. We knew that we needed some more speed on the field, so we put, I think at one point it was 7 DBs on the field at one time. But I mean, I feel like that's something that could be successful for us. It just all depends on what type of offense that we're facing that week.
What'd y'all call the 7? The quarter defense? I mean, what?
No, it's called the penny defense.
The penny?
Yeah.
It goes backwards after you get to 7.
Yeah, I guess so.
Retro. What was it like to call that, or Christian? What was it like to see that out there?
It was good for me to see it, just because I know that all the DBs that were on the field, I see them practice every day, so I know what they're capable of, and I feel like all the DBs that were in the game at one point, they all made plays when it was their time to.
Yeah, who was it? Who was the 7? You had Tyvis and Pitt Brown out there. Who would have been the other guy? I'm trying to remember. Armani? Maybe?
Yeah, Armani was.
So 3 corners and 4 safeties. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that one of the reasons why maybe there's more missed tacklers? When you take linebackers off the field and replace them with, no offense, but you're replacing with DBs and you guys have to tackle more in space further away from the ball. Is that maybe one of the reasons why the missed tackles were higher?
I don't want to say that, just because we work on tackling and our technique every week. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses for missed tackles, because, I mean, it's not really acceptable for a linebacker or a DB to miss any tackles. Well, not 16 anyway. So, I mean, as a defense, I feel like we try to cut our missed tackles down to at least single digits every game, and that's what Coach Fick stresses going into every game.
Devin Smith, you get to see him from the backside perspective back there. Where have you seen him? You know what I mean there. Yeah, where have you seen him improve over the last couple of years? Don't laugh too hard.
I mean, Devin is just one of those guys who goes to get the ball at any cost. I mean, you guys seen the big Wisconsin play. You seen the Miami of Ohio play last year.
Michigan State.
Right. He's just a playmaker. He's one of those guys where when you need a big play, you just throw it to him and he'll be sure to make the play. And I mean, that's really the type of receivers that I feel like we have developed around here. You got Philly, you got Devin, you got Evan. I mean, it's backups. You got Chris Fields. I feel like all of our receivers right now are at their highest point right now, and I feel like their confidence level is really, really soared.
Have you seen Devin's consistency be better, though, running routes and things like that? What have you seen over in that respect?
On film, actually, they've pointed out a few areas where he has gotten better, just running off the ball, blocking corners or safeties, whatever it may be. He tries to do whatever I guess the coaches ask of him, I mean, he blocks well, he runs routes well, he's one of the fastest guys on the team, and I mean, I feel like he's a problem for any DB in the country right now.
On film, you said they pointed out. You mean this week, or when do they point it out?
They've actually pointed out each and every week something that he's done special on the field,
Really?
other than just catching the ball.
Chris, what's it like as a safety though when you see a guy like that? Not just in practice, but on a game. When a guy gets behind you like that in a game, is it like an oh crap moment?
Yeah, it's definitely like, man, it's really nothing you can do at that point. I mean, it's a guy that runs sub 4.3. I mean, it really gives a lot of problems to defenses that we're gonna face later on in the season. I feel like that he knows what his role is right now, and I feel like his confidence right now is really at an all-time high.
What does it mean to you guys?
Two more questions.
As Urban said, the veteran guys, the older guys, to get a day off like today. I see some guys already in pads. You're not. I mean, what will it mean to you to have a day off?
I mean, we traveled across the state to California, and I mean, our coaches do a great job of taking care of us and just taking care of our bodies, because they know they know what type of wear and tear that we put on our bodies every week. I mean, I feel like they understand that, and I mean, for a guy who played over 100 snaps, I mean, it's good for me to, I feel like, get a day off and just get my body right, get in a cold tub, hot tub, get massaged. So I mean, I should feel great by tomorrow or Wednesday when we go out to practice.
Hey, Christian, what do you think about the way there's been some shuffling up front in the defensive line? How are they playing, and do you think the line itself is ready for Big Ten play next week?
I feel like our defensive line right now, it's so much depth in that room that they can sub defensive linemen in and out of the game, like you guys have seen. I think last game it was maybe an 8-man rotation at one point. You guys seen Chris Carter get some snaps. He actually got a sack. Chase Ferris, all of the guys who Coach Vrave has faith in and beliefs in for guys to make big plays when their name is called. And I feel like that's really what this team or this program is based on. Guys can really make plays when their name is called. And I mean, we've seen that through our defensive line throughout these 3 games. They've played spectacular right now. I give Michael Bennett a great credit right now, just because he's one of those leaders in the defensive line room, him and Joe Hill, junior guys, leaders. And that's what I feel like that's what Coach Vrave has molded them into be some great leaders right now. And I mean, we're just gonna keep going, and hopefully they do good throughout the season.
Think the penny is going to turn up again?
Appreciate it.
Think the penny's going to turn up again?
It may turn up against Northwestern.